fat, really? No?
Yes.
Serius ah? Oh shit.
Dia buat video ke?
Start.
Hasil? Awak logik.
Yes. It's gini.
Oh ya, yes.
We're waiting for a few people to come, but it's already 8, so we're going to start our event, our opening. Can everyone please take a seat? Hello everyone, hope you're all having a nice night. Thank you for coming to our event, Regenesis by Life Care Society. We have a lot of treats for you guys because we have houses from House of Origins, the Dengkil, and then a few featured poets today. So I hope you're all gonna have fun. But first, I'm Roja Nakila, and this is Dini Binti. This is Dini Binti Silmi. She just wanted to mention her dad's name. So at first, we're going to have an open mic for anyone who wants to recite their poem. Come on over. Anyone else to recite their poem? Start the night.
Start everyone. Good evening. Welcome. So today I will recite 3 poems. The first one is titled Trial. This one is for my used to be best friends. There's always a tree where the brave must appear. Likewise, the tree in arms. The tree must appear have never break. I can say the same about it. Also, I reminisce the memories we left behind. It's better if you leave it time, for a friendship filled with ignorant twinkles is a clear and dangerous offense. Alright. So the second one is called Lumos. See that lux, let it shine to the corners of my heart wherever darkness resides. They told me that life could be wonders if these thoughts didn't bother. Live, laugh, love another, fuck you. How can I live when I can't laugh? How can I laugh when I can't love? It's true, I can't love anyone if I can't love myself. Is it desperation that I bottled up and kept in a shelf? Selfish me. If being hurt is what it takes, so be it. Call me a masochist, because the reaper's death is what I'll kiss. Let the void fill the part where the light can shine. Fear not, darkness be mine.
Oh no, I'm not doing anything on the stage. I'm
one of the MCs. Aww. Well, are you guys disappointed or something? I mean,
Hey, you can be set as the MC.
do you guys want me to? Come on, it's not that good. Okay, fine. I might have just planned this, because I wanted the crowd to be like, oh, read a poem for me. Okay. So I wrote this poem with a person in mind. I met him a couple of days ago, and he's like a reflection of my past self, of someone that I was, and now I see it in third person. I mean, he's not here, hopefully he will. So yeah, I titled it Dripping Rain. There sits a man, alone, surrounded by friends. He smiles and laughs, but it's void of meaning. His eyes staring, but gone are the feelings. What does the man feel? Is he sad? Is he happy? Is he even alive? I see that man, that past reflection of me, living his life day by day, devoid of purpose, filling it with fake smiles and lonely tears, sometimes sleeping, skip days of which he can't face, hiding from everything and everyone in fear. There sits a man, smiling alone, genuine and honest, talking to himself, lost in his own thoughts. The quietness slowly lulling him to safety. For him, it's not safety, it's a false sense of security. His fear of everything, creating monsters, but only which he could only see. There sits a man, alone in his bed, looking into the outside world, his mind aching to move, aching to achieve everything. Yet the body refuses to move, refuses to follow. It stays locked in his bed. Every day, it's a battle for control between these two entities. And every battle, draining every drop of soul in his already frail and fragile body. There sits a man, ever-changing emotions, ever-changing heart. Every action as genuine as his previous, every kindness stemming from the deepest and the purest of his heart. Every smile the sweetest. Everything he does devoid of smoke and mirrors. The most honest heart you can ever find. There sits that man again, at the same place every day, hiding from the rain, taking solace from his life, taking shelter in a home of outcasts and crazies, on days when he hates himself, waiting for the day when the rain ends. So yeah, that was my poem. The person that I meant it to is not here. But it's actually one of the people performing. Some of you might probably be able to guess. Oh, is it? Yeah. Hello. Okay, that's my open stage. I'm back to MC. Hello, people. What's up? It's your MC here. I need my co-host. Where's my co-host, Jans?
Yes.
Co-host, up here. Join me. So, what are we doing next?
We're going to still open the mic for anyone who wants to recite my poem. This light is blinding me.
Yes.
If anyone wants to recite, hi everyone, so I'm Mike. I'm from Associate Castle batch 1718. I'm actually here to just follow ask me what with your friends, so whatever, I'm just going to read my poem, which have no title and I don't know why, so okay. Have you ever wondered how life would be like without you by their side? Without you to cheer things up, or to screw things up? How the earth would still spin around, the clock will still keep ticking. All those people who still live their life like they always did. Do I have any significance in anyone's life? Apa tujuan hidup aku? Mana arah tujuan aku? I feel nothing but drowning. Drowning in the sea of nothingness. Black with nothing. Not a sight can be seen, gasping for air. But with every breath, I'm suffocated, dying. Mencapai sesuatu yang takkan pernah tercapai. Mencari sesuatu yang takkan pernah wujud. Trying to hold on things that will be nothing to keep you afloat. Tangan ni cuba menggapai, trying to reach, trying to find those hands that promise, those fingers that dance around so gracefully, such beauty around the water, covering the fact that I am drowning, alone, in the dark. Give me something, anything, a rope, knife, sword, something for me to hold on to. All these stones and steel wrapped around my leg keep pulling me further down. I scream for help, but it got muffled with all these waters. Help, as I ate my own word. I got no one to help me, because in the end, the only person who can help you is yourself. Thank you.
I have a question. Why is the crowd so little? What's happening? Assignments. That's... It's okay. I guess the crowd will slowly come in. So, I guess we have one more person. But that person has already asked to do an open mic to Sil. This is called... I'm joking. So his name is Ayman. And he personally asked her to... Can I do the open speech? I'm joking. Please, come on. Give her a clap.
Yeah. Hello. Okay, so first of all, Michael, you guys are good? All good, right? Okay, so I just want to straight up, this is my first time reciting. Because usually I sing, but so I want to try something different, you know? So, yeah. I don't know what this is called, but I'm just going to call it story time. Bring it up a bit. Alright. tall. He said, 2 moves to Argentina, I was 14, 5 feet tall, Tadora, Super. It's one hell of a story. Maria Cuceri, that's one hell of a journey. Johnny cannot lead to a season. La Jamosa Baru, Nenche Blue Cristina. The only Spanish I knew was, Tengo camisa negra, aprende los números. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? In this culture when you meet? You have to give up pesas. The pitch was great, stepped up from the dick, I ran to the prisas. Life was great, it was fun being the only Malay school man. I felt special. I realized that life was superficial. I wanted to be like them, I wanted to be popular. I wanted to look like them, so I might put one super. Never had an iPhone, an iPod to flex. Never had big arms, a hot rod like in the 26 pence. 9th grade. Got invited to a party to this chick's birthday. It was Marina Montesantis. I was excited. So I asked my dad for his permission without hesitation. He said, no, don't ask any questions. The day after the party, a lot of photos came up. Took a look at Facebook just to see what's up. Oh man, you're having so much fun without me. I fell out of place. I felt lonely. From that day on, I never went on a simple party. My dad was never sorry, not even paid me to party. Back to school, I was a fool, acting cool. Whack like a tool, trying to be somebody cool. In the school, wearing stupid skis. My shirt was like a comedy. I was acting like a bitch, all the bitch, man, I'm sorry. Shirts on top of my body, I don't even fit it. Man, I'm so sorry, I look like an idiot trying to fit it. Lunchtime, 4 of us together at the same table. Sake, Alex, Yannick, yeah, we're on the lane table. Not financially stable, we're realer than the last fable. The only thing popping were our chewing gum bubbles. 10 years later, we're all grown older and wiser. Legal to be a smoker or turning up on Budweisers. Legal to change the country, legal to be voters. We sure change a lot, hopefully for the better. Looking back, I thank my dad for not allowing me to go to parties. Dad duties. I mean, he was just looking out for me. I mean, that's what dads do. I was so glad to see. I thank mama too. It's not easy raising me. 14-year-old me would be so proud of me. 54-year-old me would say, don't worry, brother. You learn every day. Don't listen to what people say. You might be lost now, but you'll find your way along the way. You might lose some friends someday. You might wish your life would end. Things won't turn out as well as planned, but it's not easy growing up to be a man. 24 years now. It's one hell of a journey through the tears. It hurts like hell. Yes, it did, baby. I thank my baby.
But that's okay, darling, for giving me a hint.
Oh, dia
For not all books are written for everyone to read. So that's my first poem. This is my second poem. I especially write it for this event. It has no title. I often ask myself if who I am now is enough. As in enough, I feel myself validated, but then it makes me question life again. How much is enough? As in enough, I think it is supposed to be. I am right now in between two worlds of which I have never seen. But there I was. And there I am, in the past and in the future. Both of me are there in time, but it feels illogical, because is there such thing as time? If I'm here looking at me in those worlds. A realization slowly creeps into my mind, into my soul, and it kills the energy I'm having right now, as if there's a hole direct into it and I can't control. I am dead now, and by the meaning of that, I completely lost me as a me who is writing this. I wake up to the next morning only to ask questions of who am I and who I was yesterday. Confusingly, I try to stop the past me and encourage the future me. But what a waste, as my voice is nothing, as it is of hurts of those that are not for human. So what I am at this moment, without any voice, really not human. Suddenly there is a knock on the door. It is the door to my life. I know it feels right, so I open it. To my life. I know it feels right, so I open it. To see a spirit smiling and quickly it gushes into me, and we are now a person of another person. This is truly me, but I guess a person of another person who I don't know if it's truly me. A person of another person who I don't know if it's truly me. But I guess I reincarnate into a person who I believe of what I am supposed to be. I want to be sad, but then there comes a light. The streak of light which I thought is made of hopes, and when I touch it, I bloom into a sunflower. In both worlds where I see me, smiling as if I was reborn, looking at myself as a sunflower. That's all. The first time I read the poems, I actually cried. Even though I'm happy Batu as well made me cry. Thanks so much. Exposing my personality, man. So, if anyone wants to, if no one has the attendance yet, you can do it at the back. With person with the Apple computer, as usual. So we're going to move on to the House of Chincharos. Honor, take it!
It's Adu.
Hello everyone, I'm UiTM. So I came all the way from Shah with my friends from the House of Chincharos. So my name is Adu. Today I bought my book, I Love Shinta. So I'm selling it for 10 ringgit. So 5 ringgit will be bring for cost. I will be using it for nanti akan pergi ke rumah anak yatim dan 5 ringgit akan digunakan ke rumah yatim. So, okay. So, I do one poem from my book, one poem from my phone. My first poem is okay, that's it. Have you ever felt trembling, shaking, not because of fear, but because you were happy? It's like those one time in a million years you felt so complete, you didn't even want it to stop. Or one thing so deep inside, you're afraid will tip off and your secrets flew and not wanting to come back. The aisles when she her friends. Suggested be like a story. Will bump needles during your jokes that still smell. These just for romance romantic movie like you Hollywood vibes. All you where all you and nothing. Those are the wonderful stuff. Even small touch grow out all the you. I'm not that you grow. Will work if you need, if you miss. Be a bit next time. So, so even after I wrote, I'm happy. You're happy in a and humble, and I want them to. I want all with you and thank you for. The next poem is so. This poem I used to drink, to enjoy all kinds of these white trusted my life, smiles in like mind's honesty and no far belong a place of so as a travel. Can you say when you so friends will just be and that goes still stop. Stop. I didn't what or where distance in brightness on shade and not to distance. And intelligence and you to have ensure regular. I can ask you and how kinds of other young I never question why do you know all for good reminder, but the reminder that on how special
One base what he said basically people invited God that is so yeah you can buy it for it. When you have moving on next the previous Susan. Station. My name is Izahai. I was still going to promote my yes, something also can be so tonight they asked me about so here we go. If you the world parents without love as be one of them that are either related from us to I will happiness and that when you have you'll always be happy. So I was very she was when we first met my stuff from every angle. The with and the brown just seeing her cute little is when it is true. I never say that I did. I thought that everything is good there. We surround relationship for differences. We first to be together. Time to this way how in business and they if you ask me this and see we all broken how do we live ourselves can even fix maybe there's not maybe what you provide so just fire to small gleam slowly or maybe it is, if of all it is to finally be free from my front of your blood have to stop. When you feel not, why are you killing yourself? Ask me what's the most important love. I realized that the most important love, it is just be in crowded room, and you never feel that no one loves you. Remember, if you ask me what chance finally and 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 watching me right now for you what happened and the same is you'll be happier. I wanna go thing. If you ask me this poem is that about him, shame is the to broken pieces of heart. So it's the is the Kasui. Before I give this, do you have a, oh good. Oh, alright. Don't follow these. Do whatever. We had the so I said I recruit for like you said I invited him every day. I just passing. I am your team. Jangan sebab you tak of you. Okay, this is my name. I suruh perang. Please, bunda macam apa? Hi. Okay. Saya dengan you. Don't bother. Don't worry. I already added you. And they macam fully script tu boleh when you desperate for orang your head or high
look for guidance, for peace, guidance. When I was studying politics, I want dengan was made out of cupcake. Betapa pahitnya. My story of this life. I found actually the session with me. So this is the time to call startup. Twice once in the love about to and evil. Right. He seems to be lies. Put him on. He goes for girls he wants. He goes per datang into good. Datang God for you to just a frown out telling from the high up to realize I think the if not and so perangai macam apa you make then sibuk carinya something but in you can motherfucking find you some kaki on first you and to get you love both of you relation you macam shit him for a while food red flag I no really got serves it. He sees the fucking one from you and get you runtuh right. Keep this now. So gila lagi terlampau. Fucking hard. Actually, it's enough. I'm gonna drop your trash. I thought will be my armor in the blood boy.
I was some okay. So the hybrid. So basically, Sarah said, House of Sarah will be and will be a lot of for one some teaching that Sir Ali invited. First one is station name.
Love you too. Salamat. Good. Before I start my poetry, saya kat luar kan, ada sedikit masuk. So saya nak apologize. Betul lah aku. Tak boleh tol. You ke tak bang? Thank you. That's right. Datang tak tahu kat jalan semua rasa appreciate home dari style and I hope you enjoy. My name is means victory and I think it's strange. It's super strange. As teachers, it gets nothing. And I regrets most. I'm the most carefree person I've met with to be and I'm piano with putting more effort in my shit. It's all outwards. I now Christmas and but I can't despite the math. So precious not please this is show anyone and I'm 20 so many I'm 21 hours a month and I'm thinking you don't believe me, you don't believe just I'm with my decisions. So again, because I'm wrong. If not, this is my best. Let me say, outside of still, I'm just trying to keep it real. Still, I'm 90 kilos and I'm my dad, my younger brother, NBA. Child, Malay dude that is suffering about for times a day. I smoke about it, but this I'm sure to pass away. The song the wealth of the song itself, huh? Thank you. It's the first time before I enjoyed it. Like the rap, it was intended to check out like me personally, I feel like, ooh, this is not Cora. It's the second poem that I'm looking for someone who's little bit sure. I'm looking for someone who is looking for size. Think of heaven. Someone who's the same. Jesus. Someone to share my secret. Talk to. Please be grateful for the matter. I'm looking to give in. Give in. That she's. Even when I'm the someone light up a room looking for someone who I'm looking for soon. Someone when I'm married her, it's a walk to I'm looking past it. This the fact that she is forward, you know, that I call her my lady, my intelligent and test everything with her. It doesn't matter with her. Someone, something new. She might be doing it. And for someone, because when I stab at it, I'm looking for like, I got the ability to be who she eats. Just her food. For someone, and someone who used to with Homer in the odds to be someone who's sex. Looking for someone in her past. So I don't know if she knows for sacrifice. Wait, that reference might be a couple of someone who made, and I'm looking for someone to figure it out. I think body, yeah. Some sitting vegan, I'm still someone to you know insane. I'm looking for someone complaining for my needs. I'm looking at the kids against a person who should believe someone who's strong enough to seize it. I'm looking for someone. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for someone to be my son and my move. You know someone, remind me of her. And if it's thank you. All right. I just want to tell you Instagram. Zafir.com, HELPZHAFIR. Masalah. The next poem, okay, so it's that introduction. I'm looking for someone. The third poem is titled What I Want, and it's the poem where I found the girl. Thank you. See, what I want is to talk about what I want. To salute to my parents, I don't need to talk about my needs. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've ever had a real reason to complain. I loved every part of my childhood, from my shoes to my clothes to my name, and you gave me a place to stay. Love, freedom, support, everything I needed just to get it on. The only time I've ever felt thirsty or hungry is in Ramadan, and I want to thank you. I want to. And I don't want to sound too overzealous, but the way you handled every single one of my basic needs, it would have made Maslow jealous. Like, when I was 4, all I wanted was to become a doctor. Not because I wanted to help people, not because I thought it was a good profession, but because I thought it was what my parents wanted. It's what I thought all the smart kids wanted to be. Come to think of it, I remember going through introspection and having all these complex thoughts when I was 3. When I was 10, all I wanted was a Game Boy Color to play Pokemon on. But I now know that that's BS, because I don't play shit on my DS. When I was 13, all I ever wanted was to be cool. I wanted applause and admiration. I wanted applause and admiration. I wanted applause and admiration to make up for the A's that I didn't get in school. When I was 17, I told the love of my life that I wanted her. I took my heart out and I gave it to her with a scarlet letter, and I waited. And I waited. I remember that it felt like forever, that she sent me back a package with a message. And the message said, return to sender. I was hurt. I was hurt. And it took me like 6 years to get better. So at 18, I focused and I went to college. Because I still wanted to become a doctor, but at the end of it, I was scared I couldn't handle it. So I changed my path, told myself I wanted to become a psychologist. At 19, all I wanted was to lose weight. I wanted to look better, and more importantly, I wanted to feel better. So I started eating oats for breakfast and exercising until my muscles were sore, until I found out something about myself, that I wanted to have nasi lemak for breakfast. And not exercise just a little bit more. When I was 21, all I wanted was to learn how to commit more. Because I didn't commit to my games, my studies, my sports, or my relationships. And I feared that fear itself was holding me back from true greatness. And I admit it was a real hard habit to break, because the only thing I committed back then was sins and mistakes. When I was 22, all I wanted was to graduate. Because by that time I had been in 3rd year for 3 years. And I was tired of letting my parents down, so I made some more changes in my life. And I'm glad to say I'm going to graduate a year from now. When I was 23, remember that I needed 6 years to get better. So only at 23, I was able to want to look for someone again. But now that I found her, I'm having doubts about her. No, I'm having doubts because I fear I might not be able to live without her, because you're the only one of my wants that turn into a need. I need to follow you wherever you go, and I need to be able to take the lead. I need to talk to you every single day. And I need for you to listen to what I have to say, because even if it's just WhatsApp messages, as long as I get to connect to you, because I need to see that 1 tick turn to 2, and the 2 ticks turn to blue. And I'm gonna stop here before I'm too overly facetious, because just the thought of us spending our lives together is making me speechless. Before I leave the stage, I'll be performing one more poem with the theme of Regenesis. The first poem is titled Introduction Part 1. So if I say I check out 21, I'm not 21 anymore, obviously. So I wrote a new poem. It's titled Introduction Part 2, and I hope you enjoy. See, my name is Zafir, and it means victory in Arabic. Now, everybody knows that I am strange. They all just fucking laugh at it. I do not believe I am as smart as I thought that I was. But I'm still as lazy, I'm still as talkative, I'm still mean, still living without a care, and fuck, my Tourette's still here, and yet my friends still say I'm the most carefree person they've ever met. And more people recognize me now, because I got a smile and a personality you can't forget, and I know of my regrets in the past. But I'm not letting it affect my tomorrow or my now. It's time for me to turn up, because there's just some things I need to hold down. Like my academics is still shit, But on a brighter tip, I'm a little bit out of the pit and I feel like I'm a stronger man because of it. I still got everything I could ever ask for. For now, I got a car, I got a family that loves me, I got a beautiful girlfriend. I made a small mark in poetry, I still can't count my blessings though. But I think I'm beginning to appreciate it more. That's for sure. I thank you, God. I thank you, God, for giving me direction. No, I thank you, God. See, I'm 24, and I'm moving straight on by myself now. Instead of taking turns, now I'm 24, trying to decide on how I want to earn. Now I'm 24, trying to rebuild the bridges that I burned. Now I'm 24, and I'm trying to rebuild the bridges that I burned. See, I'm becoming less of a hypocrite. I'm beginning to see that everybody has my own point of view. I said everybody got their own point of view. I love my family and my friends, so I spend my time equally between the two. There's a little change of plans. Now focusing on the people that are a part of me. I used to have a thin and spread out web of friends. Now I traded quantity for quality. It's for my family. My parents are doing great. My older brother's done with his MBA. My younger brother's doing a diploma in business A. Honestly, I'm proud of them. Maybe one day I'll stop talking about me and start talking about my family. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But for now, let's get this shit out the way. Let's just get back to me. See, I'm no longer a kleptomaniac. All I steal now are kisses and the hearts of my listeners. I still weigh about 90 kilos. I guess some things never change. But now I have the weight of adulthood, responsibility to my name. I don't smoke a pack a day anymore, that's for sure. Realize I've been performing less, that I've been writing more. That I was sitting less, that I've been thinking more. That I've been smoking less, I've been drinking more. Gambling less, that I've been getting more. Floating less, it's only right that I've been sinking more. But remember, I'm just an average dude, and this is how average do. If you're a middle child, middle class, like you, to figure that you'll be average too. I'm beginning to see that I find myself being stuck in the middle more than just a little bit. Somewhere between a liberal and a pious bit. Somewhere between a literate and a lyrical genius. Somewhere between intelligent and having no results to back it up. Somewhere between staying in and hanging out. Somewhere between loving my girlfriend and considering other options. Somewhere between a fat boy and a nerd, a Big Mac and a salad, a celibate, and eating the booty like groceries. Somewhere between the man that I was and the man that I am supposed to be. Somewhere between believing in fate and choosing my own destiny. Somewhere between a homophobe and an ally, an activist and a man who stands by, a man who don't give a fuck about politics, and a nationalist. Somewhere between a feminist and a misogynist. Somewhere between proud-worthy and a real fucking disappointment. Somewhere between overconfident and very confident. Somewhere between growing old and staying young. Somewhere between Buddha Sha'alam and Buddha Subang. Somewhere between speaking in English at the Betutur dalam B and realizing that everything I'm not makes me everything I am. And I am not sure why I wrote this, because I already got a girl, a little bit of fame, and a little bit of wealth. I wrote part 1 when I was 21, so I guess I wrote this poem just to reintroduce myself. Huh?
That was unexpected, okay? I was out of balance and he pushed me. Okay, it was not intentional, maybe it was intentional. Haha. Okay. So you must be wondering, what happened to my jacket? Well, since he do it, I want to do it as well. Squire, give me my jacket. Damn, not cool enough. It's cool. So, well, his second poem really got me. I'm waiting for someone. I'm searching for someone. No, I'm not searching for someone because I'm already engaged. Surprise! So I guess I already found that someone, and I absolutely adore her, and I absolutely love her. Yeah, Flux. It's my girlfriend. Lah takkan lama kau kot. Joking. I heard you. As now, let's keep it quiet. Okay, moving on. Since someone extended way past the time given, so we're gonna have to quicken the pace a bit. Moving on, we're gonna go back to House of Cosmos. Inviting to the stage Miss Alicia Rashid.
I recited How You Feel About Mujalam 1, and then I'm going to recite another one, which is one. This one is called Maybe She Can Hear Me Too by Alicia Rashid. When I touch her skin, I am reminded of a rooftop of a tree house, who has heard cackling and bells of hopes of becoming a teacher or a zoologist. The walls have held tears and chocolates. Who knew that one small box with sounds of wind chimes could be a friend? She sounds of wind chimes. How it sings like koi in a pond, sheer black, white, orange skin glimmers, reflecting the light, always very gentle with her fingers dancing, her hands yellow from pain. She showed me the sun, and how it always has clouds leaning on its shoulders. She looked like the sun. She traces her warm fingers on my cheeks very softly like hot cakes. Her eyes sparkle like butter on a hot pan. It looked like something we would call comfort food. It smells like dried out lavender candles and fresh blankets at home. She reminds me of hope, of sibling rivalry and parents fighting, crying, laughing, of abandoned achievement, of not enough A's and Lays. She hugs me into feeling complete. Like my dad's toolbox, always having each and every equipment. Like my mom's bathroom cabinet with shampoos and scrubs and razors. She reminds me of razors. She gives me razors to run across my pearl of the skin, open my soul and let gold gush out. She tells me the world isn't for me. People don't see me. Instead, the world is for the two of us. And that's when I touch her skin. She reminds me of reality. And if her reality isn't people with hands full of flowers begging for tissues, if it isn't slicing your veins waiting for a flesh to hit it, if it isn't living people with closed eyes and open mouths, if it isn't dead people without moments, then I'll touch her skin, rather than waiting for someone to touch mine. Because now, people touch skin only to feel their bones vibrate. They send you wishes, hoping they get an Instagram post on their birthdays. They wipe your tears to wash their hands. And my skin deserves electric. Thank you. Here's another one, a new one that I just wrote. I don't have a title yet. It was cold, almost comforting. My cheek squished against the car window. I met a friend. The moon followed me home shyly. Even though we lost track a few times between streetlights and dreams, it was always somewhere in the corner, looking out for me. On days I don't speak or don't feel like I deserve to, when my tender skin crumbles as I inhale, walking in shame under the shadows of trees and wind, feeling their grin upon me, I will look up to the moon knowing it is looking down on me. The universe felt my grief and it grieves with me. Some was somehow celebrating it, like the gush of wind passing through my skirts and my lifeless body and the rain sprinkling on me, the moon. I guess it's always the moon who has been watching me. I can somehow hear it sigh. The girl it used to smile and sing with was hiding and losing, maybe missing. And later, on the last day, the universe can grieve because of me. Tell the moon that I'll be right there again, right beside it, above. Thank you.
Bam, I'm back again. Hello. Moving on, since we're rushing, I can't really do another joke and stuff. So moving on from Malaysia, we're gonna be inviting our next House of Cosmos poet, Yasir. Come on, really?
Super. Hi guys. I can see you. Just for disclaimer, I'm gonna recite 3 poems. But it's gonna be like short ones. One is mine, and the other 2 are my friends, my dear friends. One. Okay, alright. I'll start by the first one. This is Seniman by me. Kemurungan sering melahirkan generasi seniman. Seniman yang mengamalkan hedonisme untuk melemaskan kesakitan. Seniman yang bobrok mengambil anestesia tanpa preskripsi lantas mengolok-olokkan kebahagiaan. Macam mana? Tanpa sijil akademik, engkau dipandang jijik oleh golongan sok pinggiran. Adakah mereka lupa bahawa derajat seantara manusia bakpui lautan di kelak yang akhirat? Wahai gelandangan perhatian, sampai kapan harus kita begini? Sampai kapan bilah, kulit dan darah sebagai Holy Trinity? Sampai kapan mahu menafsirkan kesidahan dalam karya anggung yang diukir pada kanvas jasad sendiri? Perubahan tidak seharusnya drastik, tetapi permulaan yang perlahan lama-kelamaan akan melancarkan ancakan paradigma yang mampu mencerahkan masa hadapan. Jadi sekian, terkuburlah aspirasi seorang seniman. Thank you. And this is by Shazana. She's my good friend. She wrote this poem for me, and she's going to be here tonight, but I think it deserves to be heard. So it's titled, Yasir Things Are You? It's titled by me. No, please. No. Okay, I'll start. They told me to shoot for the moon. I shot for the dark, in hopes that it would engulf me fully. But then, I landed on you. No. They told me the stars were beautiful. However, I knew the truth. They were only shells of death. But then I saw life in you. They told me night had many melodies. The only thing I heard was screams, full of terror and pain. But then I heard the song in you. Please. They told me of the gods, how powerful and merciful they were. I hated them for ruining my life, but then I thanked them for bringing me you. They told me of the future. I feared it more than death itself, because I could never forget my past. But then I imagined my life with you. No. Okay. They told me of happiness, and I wondered why I never found it. Until the first time I saw your smile, then I realized I finally had it. And that's it. Okay, the last one. Okay, the last one. Because that was cringy, but to me I liked it. But okay, maybe I'm biased, but it's a pretty good one. Right? So this last one is by an original member of LPS actually, Muhammad Alif Azrai, but he also couldn't be here. I'm actually a member of the PAC, but then I'm not an official member of LPS. I just go to them because I feel like they're my home. So this one is Barcode by Yai Azrai. It's a short one, but I think in our generation a lot of people can relate with it. Loving you was never easy. Sakit hati, tapi mahu lagi. Macam bunuh diri, tapi tak mati. You left me macam tu je. It's like my feelings tak ada apa. I was hurt and rasa kosong. When you left the memories. You left space in my heart that no one can replace. You kata, you've been loving the wrong person. Habis tu all these years, am I invisible to you? Kata aku cerita tipu sana sini, I'm not worth the pain, the time and the love. Tapi bila you nampak the barcode on my arm, you said, I'm sorry, please come back. What's the matter, sayang? You ingat I barang? Now scan this barcode and tell me if I'm fucking worth it. Because I'm fucking priceless and love has no limit. Just take it or fucking leave it. Thank you. Thank you.
Apparently, they said that this mic is better. Oh, is it better? Okay, fine. Sister goes in. Jangan judge lah. It's 2019, we don't judge people. Okay. Damn, I'm jealous, yes, God. A poem from a girlfriend. What is this? It's my poem. Fiance, where are you? I'm joking. Look at that flex. This is some flex right here. Shut up! Okay. Moving on. The next featured poet invited by Suradan personally. We wanted to do a workshop with him, but due to certain technical difficulties, we couldn't. But we wanted to show you what you guys missed by not being able to attend this workshop. Please welcome Encik Abang Tuan Jamal Raslan to the stage.
Test 1 2. Okay. Assalamualaikum. Good evening. My name is Jamal Raslan. I'm a spoken word poet. I've been around for a long time, since late 2009, 2010. Adlan, thank you for having me here. This is my second time here. The first time I came was when you guys had another event here juga. That was when Aiman sang. Arisha was a featured poet. I think Farah Aiman featured as well. So I was just hanging around giving support. So Adlan, you're pretty cool actually. And I love the enthusiasm that all of you guys show. Round of applause for everyone. I used to like talking a lot before I start my poems, and then I stopped doing that. But today I just want to talk a little bit. As I was sitting there just now talking to Arisha and Aiman about a lot of stuff, I dengar korang, support everyone. You have a cheer for this particular person, another cheer for this particular person. And it reminded me of a poetry community that I was a part of back in 2010, 2011, Kasai Berjaya. Okay? It was called Poets Passport. It was founded by a bunch of African students, mainly from Botswana and Kenya. So they were hosting poetry nights like this in their rented homes in Siberia. Yes. So it started off as a bunch of friends reading poems to each other, and they did a potluck, and then they invited their friends, and their friends started coming. So the following month, they told their friends, you give us a bit of money, we cook for you. But their friends invited other friends, and then these friends brought their keyboards and their saxophones. So it got too packed to the point that like 40 people, 60 people tried to pack in one house. It became unmanageable, and then they rented the top lot of an Indian restaurant called Krish. Korang tak ada news tu. And they did a monthly show on the last Friday of every month for 1.5, close to 2 years. So I was a crew member because they invited me to be in. That was right after I won slams in KL and blah blah blah. And being a student of MMU Cyber, HSBC, I thought it was great for me to come back to Cyber and do it. And now I'm back again doing this shit. And however I saw them cheering, korang buat tau. So for me, this is really, really heartening and heartwarming. So again, pat yourselves at the back. Adlan, you did great work here. I hope when you go to over there and whatever happens to this group of people, how many physics students are here? Or how many of you learn physics in school? Physics, okay. Prinsip keabadian tenaga, the law of conservation of energy. Okay, energy cannot be destroyed. It will only change form or be transferred from one another. So read Genesis. You guys go wherever you go after this, bring the spirit and set up new stuff there, okay? So, Adlan told me that he liked my code switching bilingual. So, UiTM have a lot of Malays who speak English while at the same time have absolutely no problem doing that in public and being Malay. So this poem is for all of those who are like that. You say I'm not Melayu like you. I am Melayu Baru. Poyo elitis Malay like a certain Mahathir. I speak too much English. Because I'm British. And then I use too many adjectives and verbs, what you've never even read before or even heard. And then I have a way with words. You say I have a way with words. See, what I think is that words have a way of making themselves heard, of telling people what they are, what they really mean, and what that direction is. So if you want to come up to me and tell me that I have a way with words, be prepared. Because I'm going to say I heard you, but I'm not heard with your words. Because I'm not the one who don't know who I am, what I live for, and what I want to do with my life. Because you see, I know who I am, I know what I live for, and I know what I want to do with my life. And that is just probably too many words for you to understand. And you just couldn't comprehend why a Malayu like me, like you, can seem so at hand, speaking with the tongue that he wasn't even born with, freely and fluently express a way that he was not even supposed to be seen with, or heard with, or think with, as if he's forgotten the national language that the national constitution nationally imposed their nation on what the nationals should nationally be conversing with. Do I really need to kiss and junjung the caress? Because you see, the thing is, you seem smart and well-educated, a beneficiary of the education system that the nation established and implemented, reading and remembering and following and memorizing and then regurgitating everything that you read and remembered and followed and memorized at exams at public schools, primary schools, boarding schools, they sterilized, and then in the universities, colleges, university colleges, college universities, on government and corporate sponsorships over here and overseas. See, you may very well one day go to be a minister because you've already memorized the official JPA song, but let me tell you this, you're wrong. But don't worry, I'm not there with you. Don't be defensive, I'm not accusing you, don't be sarcastic, I'm not patronizing you, I'm just saying that I know it's not you. It's not your fault, no it's not. It's the education systems. It's a system that educated you, not yourself. It's the system that did not educate you to educate yourself. So you wouldn't have known, because you wouldn't have known how. And now, you, me, we are part of that system. You are the very people that reach the Cosmos, the UiTVs, the Mastikas, and the Pancha Indaras. You are the very people that could not even commentate a sports match decently in Bahasa. You are the ones who translated that to eat in movie cinemas. And back in 2010, in the P-80 movie, starring Bradley Cooper, instead of tank to create the cabal, it was tank to tanki. And you are the ones who translated melody to melody when there's such a word as irama, or lyrics to lyric when there's such a word as sinikata. And you are the ones who translated Bahasa, Jiwa, Bangsa. And now you want to call me a traitor for standing here speaking in English when you were the ones who allowed your souls, our souls, to be diluted with moral syllables and direct translations that was not even reflected on and regulated, losing context of what it was supposed to translate and convey, losing the message and the meaning somewhere along the way, and you still have the guts to come up to me and say that I have a way with words. See, there's only one way with words. That's how they tell you what they are, what they really mean, and what their direction is. So me, I know who I am, what I live for, and what I want to do with my life. A Malayu who can think in English and yet articulate himself in Malay. A Malayu who can think in Malay and yet express himself in English. A Malayu who will not use moderation as an excuse and will instead put Malay and his own Malayness to better use, because he realizes that his soul is his to lose, if otherwise. So now let me ask you this. What about you? Bagaimana pula dengan kamu? Thank you. Yes. Just a little trivia. That was a poem that I wrote back in 2010. And like, for those who've seen me perform, I think you're sick to death with that poem. Thank you, Arisha. But the fact that it's still relevant now says it all. So I'm gonna change the mood. I'm gonna change the tone. This next poem is about loss, and I memorized this poem, but just to be on the safe side, because when you get vulnerable, you forget a lot of things. Oftentimes you forget yourself. So this is for everyone who have learned, who have tasted, who has been going through and is still going through, and who's trying to come out of a loss. Your eyes are not the first thing I remember whenever I think about you. It's your lips. It's hard to not notice the mole on your upper lip. Just a little to the left, not too large, not too small, just enough to make people notice. Like you. Without doing much, it always seemed that you did just enough to make people notice, and I couldn't quite put a finger on it. I'm not sure if it was your height or your stoic expression. Maybe it is how your chest swallows my words whenever you breathe, like temple doors opening to welcome sinners. And maybe it is how your collarbone always seemed to lift the troubles off of my shoulders and hold it in my smile whenever you walk towards me. Maybe it is how your upper body posture is. Like a new resolution, a revolution. If I didn't know any better, I would take a photo of you standing upright and put it in books teaching Muslim kids how to pray, because that is how one should be standing when they are about to face God. And I swear, the moment I saw you walking through that door and into my life for the first time, I thought I was about to face God. Not because you are. I mean, we're all just a pale reflection of His light created in His image, but the image of you was the brightest reflection of His light I had ever witnessed, and I wasn't prepared for that. So I kept my seat and hid behind the glow of my laptop monitor, thinking that it would give just enough backlight on my face for you to notice me. That's why I looked down immediately. I didn't feel worthy. And I'm not sure till today what you saw in me. If it was the backlight, or was it the curious glances from my eyes that were just too small to swallow you whole, that I had to stare longer than I should every time you walked around the house, because otherwise it would just remain a shadow in my mind. I don't need any more shadows. My past is enough. I wondered how often you met God. Because every time you walk, regardless of the direction, you seem ready, as if you were going to run into Him. And when I say run into Him, I don't mean like running into an old friend down the street, but run into Him because you've been meaning to go up to Him and ask, why has He given you such a bad hand in life? If we were the most perfect of His creations, why did you get a resolve that bent as you grew older until your life went on a tangent, until your lungs could collapse under the weight of its own self, until losing your breath is just a strip away? Some would say I sound blasphemous. But blasphemy is either sacrilegious or reverential, and you, like a warm body in cold monsoon nights, are both. Your body is a temple that I want to enter and never leave so that I would be praying more. Your voice is a call to prayer I cannot ignore. Your heart is the tomb where I bury myself. Your mind is the pit where I bury everyone else. Your spine is proof that faith is real. Your smile is proof that God is listening. And your eyes are proof that I have lived. I think I understand now why you love the sky. Why you love taking pictures of the horizon. Because it also makes me wonder about the heavens and how it feels like to be home. And that is why your eyes are now the first thing I remember whenever I think about you. Because when your eyes told me that I have fallen for you, I did not realize that losing them will mean that I don't belong anymore. Thank you. my heart is for Will Ferrell again. Yeah, we do spoken poetry for a long time. I organize slams. FYI, anybody of you who've been or who wants to try to go for a poetry slam? Don't know? You want to go to a slam? Okay, I'm organizing a slam early April. If I'm not mistaken, it's on the 6th or the 7th at Publica. Yes, it's called the MAP KL Slam. Inshallah, it will be an annual slam at the beginning of every year as part of MAP Fest 2019 at Publica. So there will be a workshop the day before or the week before, the weekend of the 30th, 31st of March. You can come, I'll conduct the workshop, I'll tell you what to do, and then you come and slam. And if you win, then you win great stuff, you get to do great stuff, and who knows, this year, the CEX Slam, which is an annual slam where Singapore poets go up against Malaysian poets, is going to be held in KL at Guam by Think City in September. So if you go and show up at the MAP KL Slam, maybe I find you good enough, then you can be on the squad to slam against Singapore in September. Who knows? Yes. So, I'm wearing a t-shirt. This t-shirt is by a local indie streetwear label. It's called Sultan KL. The reason why it's called Sultan KL because KL does not have a sultan, right? So who's the king of KL?
Sultan KL.
Who's the king of KL?
Sultan KL.
The people. That's why it's a streetwear, right? Because people are kings in a land where there is no king. So Sultan KL is the first indie streetwear label to do batik pocket tees, and then Pestle and Mortar copied us a couple of years later. So even Ultimate bought us where we started off. So I'm an ambassador for the brand. I'm a friend. I do a little bit of marketing and a little bit of planning international for them. And the coolest thing is that back in 2013, there was a fashion show at Avenue K. It was called Street Love, and it had Super Sunday, it had Wolfgang, and a host of other local brands alongside Sultan KL, and we performed. We did a catwalk, but Sultan KL, we always do something different with the Bad Boys of Batik. We had a spoken word piece because we kicked off the fashion show. Everybody was black and white, we had colors. So this was the poem that I did. It's called Street Love. Now I don't remember the first few lines, yeah? We are royalties of a different line, intellects of a different mind. Our feet fill the streets, spreading wisdom of a different kind, a different beat, cut from the same cloth, folded in a different beat. The elite of the street waking up to a different heat. a different shine, a different grind. We wake up to booster calls and the songs of the Azan, praying hard for a better life and the hint of a godly sound. We hold on to metal bars and rainmakers to get through our mornings, spend the day clutching printings for our supervisors to sign. We find meaning in small pockets on our chests. We wear the social fabric to cover our breasts. We don't leave our nests with designer shirts pressed or blazers over our vests. A walk of life of walking to bus stops on a daily quest. A walk of life where we are judged by the way we are dressed and not the way we try to do our best within our means. The mean of the society with the economies of scale doesn't scale down to us despite being the marhain where house prices go up 8% every year by our payslip only brings a tear and a smile of relief as we hold on to our belief that we are deserving of a better life and not but without the entitlement of those of a better life, thinking they deserve a better life. We serve their wives to serve ourselves, put food on their tables, to put bread on ours. We stand for hours waiting for our rise in our ride with enough money to only clothe our pride with fabric of the streets, fabric from the streets, the only thing keeping our wits on our feet, the only thing within our means were blood and sweat, the thread, and it seems we seem less because we don't talk like Armani, we don't rock like Ed Hardy, we don't walk like Giordano. We are more than just a plain looking seed. We have been working the fields long before it became the streets. We don't need a top man to be a top man. We are man enough to wear our own skin, wear our own hearts on our own sleeves and see the pate in our own complexions, cut into pockets of small dimensions, badges of redemptions on our breasts. Filling our chests with passion and our ribs with action, a treasure chest beating in each of us. Each piece in us is a piece of us. We don't need the government movement to preach for us. We move ourselves, and we have been rustling along all this while in a different shine, to a different grind, intellects of a different mind, royalties of a different line, our feet filling the streets, spreading wisdom of a different kind, a different heat, cut from the same cloth, folded in a different beat, the real kings of the street marching to our own beat. Thank you. Okay, last poem. I'm going to do a fairly new piece. I'm someone who celebrates bilingual and multilingualism in my writing. This is a poem that's very close to my heart. I wrote it while I was trying to help a fellow poet over on WhatsApp on how to write a poem that she was planning. She finished the poem, but as I was trying to write an example for her, it turned out to be a poem. This poem sort of reflects where I am right now in life, in my poetry, in my writing. It was written on the 5th of October 2018. This poem is called Ketibaan. For anybody who's looking to arrive somewhere, this poem is for you. When I arrived in Kuching 27 Fridays ago, I felt like I just came home. The air greeted me like an old friend, pointing out that my breathing never changed. The soil was my childhood bed from Section 15 Subang, my feet recognizing the mattress. Di mana bumi dipijak, di situ lagi dijunjung. Maybe we refer to Earth as land sometimes because it always catches us. We look up to the sky, knowing it has never stopped us from looking beyond. We forget that our bodies understand space better than our minds do. It made me wonder, do we welcome home, or does it welcome us instead? I wasn't born in Kuching. I moved around so much during my childhood that I often tell my friends I pergi kampung yang balik rumah during raya. I am a Subang kid, PJ boy, Ipoh soul, anak jati KL yang hilang di Semenanjung Pulang. A peninsula that stretches out from the motherland far enough to be foreign but close enough to still be connected. I never stayed long enough to belong. I made friends quickly enough wherever I moved that I never quite bonded. So I grew up a student that failed chemistry all the way through to SPM. Until I passed. We were always good enough for somewhere. So Kuching was a strangely comforting surprise. Di mana bumi dipijak, di situ lang dijunjung. I've had to learn by reading Cold Shoulders that when you return after being gone for some time, the warmth of return will only arrive after you. Sometimes it eases in like a breeze at the middle of a conversation. Sometimes it crashes in an emotional typhoon, awkward like dark clouds waiting on each other to start pouring. Sometimes it goes missing in the monsoon, never landing, briefly visiting. My body understands space better than my mind does. The chill from the shoulders will tell you the headlines from that season, what the reporters were writing on and what people talked about at dinner. Kabar jadi kitab, timeline jadi tazkira, and everybody who goes to the mamak becomes a man of God. Nothing unites people like conflict, especially when their interests is along the way. Faith is a kenduri doa selamat kupas bawang sama-sama, and trust is rukun tetangga gotong royong pasang pagar keliling orang. Bukan kita nak curi kain dia pun, kita nak jaga tepi kain dia je kot. Di mana bumi dipijak, di situ langit dijunjung. When I was young, I selalu dengar family I cakap, orang tua-tua kata, kalau kita pindah lebih 7 kali, hidup kita patut ke dana. Is that why nobody welcomes me back? KJ SS3 and then SS5. Lepas tu Section 15 Subang and USJ 6 before Taman Istana Ipoh. After that, it was KL balik to Fawina Court Ampang via Bukit Burang Melaka and Cyberjaya. And then Taman Nirwana Ampang to Kelana Mahkota KJ and now Damansara Perdana. 10 kali. A perfect score. 1-0. 1-0 yang tak boleh diisi sebab aku tak ada belongings. So aku nak sambut home dengan apa? Aku nak offer apa bila pulang sambut aku? Di mana bumi dipijak? Aku tak pernah rasa pun yang selama ni aku pijak bumi. Pijak tu seolah-olah bumi ni lantai. Langkah aku ni cuma jejak yang hanya sempat bertapak untuk kenal ihsan tanah yang sambut pendul aku. Situlah aku kenal jiwa dan temu hati. Seperti mana kucing sambut aku. An introduction by word of mouth. Eyes lost in badger hands, making up for absent vocabulary by trying to sculpt words out of thin air until I breathe them in. Voices that go by color instead of sound, happy for me to lose myself in the translation because they always recognize my tone. A juicing toast crumbling a trail of savory gold all the way to Damansara. Dum spiro spell. Haraplah salaki bernafas. When you have learned to own nothing, you will realize that nothing belongs to us. And when you offer nothing and accept nothing in return, you will have learned the art of welcoming. Our bodies understand the spaces we are in better than our minds ever will. So breathe. Hope is always the same even when the air changes. Because it's never been about us welcoming home or home welcoming us. It's always been about the welcome. And thank you so much because you've been very, very welcoming to me. My name is Ahmad. I'm a professor. Assalamualaikum.
Man, that is some charismatic poetry reading. It's a shame that we had to miss his workshop, you know. But he did plug an event, and that is how you plug something. You commit to it. It's not you say one line to your book and then you run off stage. Wait, or it's gone. They ran away. Well, moving on. Who's our next performer? Oh, it's House of Cosmos again. It's a duo. It's Faris and Mia. Welcome back to the stage.
Hi. Okay, so today kita orang tak isap bawang tau. Kita orang rap. Sebelum kita start nak beritahu yang the lyrics were written by us tadi pun sorry lah tak hafal. Ikut je. Okay. Woo! Minta semua bagi perhatian bila aku di depan korang satu-satu. Aku makan macam makanan anda laki one macam nombor 8. Udah jahat jalan barang baik, jangan cuba lawan. I know that I got but we never have a bond. Nobody ever bought me cause I got it hard to pop like a shotgun. Let me know I'm not done. When they say about one, I don't give a damn about none. Life for excited. Real life family. Jangan cuba lawan dan takut nanti terbakar kau kami lihat masing-masing. Beat buat sikit. Beat buat sikit. Fuck all those people yang tuning kau dah stereotype. Dulu ramai benci, sekarang ramai mula swipe right. Aku original while you are only a prototype. Ramai dah berubah, tapi mau sampah. Your shit isn't shit, level hard jada. When I take a hit, I always lose my mind. Different shoes, never ever feel it. I'm not the same like spitting random verse. And tonight I'm going burst. You stay your fucking first, ready for me is some actor. This days becoming killing is grumbling. Make these haters disappear, you can't call me Razor. Aku datang, mereka pergi, hilang bayang, mereka lari. Maaf kalau tempoh lari, ini malam aku bagi. Maaf kalau teras sini, aku kasih hadiah. Lu cari nice dengan raja-raja bawah tanah. So my boy, you're gonna speak this shit. Listen. Minggu busy tapi cari masa tulis lirik. Untuk malam ini kasih performance menarik. Ada semua duduk situ tolong buat midnight. Sebab malam ini yang buka flow macam buka baju. Tak pernah duduk atas sini sebab seni aku. Sebelum ini aku malu nak naik bertanding. Malam yang akhir ini aku nak duduk tarik. I was society, sibuk send memes, dan tahu itu funny. Masuk korang semua sibuk nak tanya soalan. Aku dah diri atas gunung, tayang jawaban. Like the society, you're my family. Tapi segelintir, buat sakit hati. Dan cerita, sini ada devil. Nama dah sedap, orang panggil anjing bulan. Cuma energetic sini bila aku main. Jangan sampai aku bangun hari satu-satu. Sebab aku ada Mia boleh tolong bantu. I'm about to try your fucking face in the fucking well. Asasi belum habis tapi kau sibuk nak kahwin. 25 to take the dog, I know you're not here, but let me say this. I am the Oof God now. Now that is some fire ass shit. I would drop the mic, but it is expensive, so I'll just drop it here. Oops. Oopsie, I accidentally dropped the mic for them because they didn't do it. That was some hype. It was amazing. We almost tore down the roof of Studio Orchid. Alright, moving on. We don't have time. We gotta move fast because we don't have time. Next one is from House of Cosmos as well. Afzan.
Amir, help her.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum.
Kenapa lepas? Sorry lah kalau tak fire as fire as fire.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is like my very first time reciting poem officially. And I have two poems, and the first one is titled My Little Son, My Poor Son. I hope you enjoy. You said you are sunflower. Wait. Okay. Sorry, I missed the beat. So one more time, please. You said you are a sunflower who only have eyes on me. It may be true, it may be not. I will say you are one, with your fairy tangerine hair, contrast beautifully against your breathtaking brown skin. That's the trait you've always been proud of. The way you stand there, like a fool, never averting your attention from me. No matter what kind of distraction you get, just like a sunflower, and me being the sun. But baby, I would say you are the sun, because on that fateful day I saw you venting out those melancholy notes passionately. The whole was stopped like a shutdown, and we started again. And it revolves around you. And now, you become the center of the world. Well, at least my world. And you are, now, my place to turn when the path is too dark. You are my place to bask when I'm in need of warmth. And you are my place to love and live. Just like you, my little son, I gave it my softest caress, and I gave it my all. Then it bloomed, so beautiful that I stopped breathing, so strong that I felt, and I gave a sigh of relief, and I did it. I kept watering it. The butterflies in my stomach are already out, playing with the flowers as if it was their home, and I gave it my life. Then a dark thud sounded, a petal had fallen, or was it my heart? And I watched it wither, as if mocking me, it withered slowly. I could not do anything. People said it was normal, but I gave it my soul. But then I took the pot, put it at a place that just innocent, like because I have a new seed that I dealt and bought from the devil to grow and give my life to. Thank you.
And that is why I love poetry so much. One point, you're hyping and you're rapping and you're screaming. And one point, you're just sitting there listening to a beautiful poem about whatever I just talked about. I was doing stuff, okay? Okay, I am sorry. I enjoyed every single poem that is and about to be performed on stage. So the next one is also House of Cosmos. I'm tempted to call him in a cute voice, and I'm just gonna do it because his name reminds me of Yoshi from Mario. You know that sound that Yoshi made? Yoshi! So please welcome Yoshi up on stage.
Hello, my name's Yusuf. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. This is something I wrote on the way here, so it's pretty messy. Two visible windows open and close at the contact of sunlight. To lyrical meadows woven like clothes down in cognac because nothing seems right. Can't seem to find anything to look forward to. Unmotivated thoughts understood by few. My knuckle clenches emotions gathered from the deepest stretches of my faintly beating organ. It's hard to live when my family's favorite pastime is beating orphans. Oh, shit. Much like the knuckle that struck down the poor child with depression, or the bullets of chuckles every time I tell them of my ambitions. Violence is love, passive-aggressive transgression. Vile is the dove, symbol for peace, but stands for nothing but massive deception. The device used to divide a piece of paper into two is used by use to fill a void for pieces one he never knew. Claimed and conquered, his piece is one he's never knew. He'd sever his sleeve every time he breathes. Whenever he'd leave, who do you think would ever notice? But know this, he does this shit alone. He doesn't need a friend, accomplice, for he's a lone wolf. It's with himself he can accomplish. Always up to no good, he's drawn to malice. Often in a bad mood. Pull up the hood, hide your face, but you can't hide from he who watches. You can't run from your fate. Top charts of live streams in New Zealand playing laser tag. You can't talk about that shit with your family when you just got punching bag. Lines of shocking news urges electrical surges coursing through your veins causing spasms. Shocking, graced in awe to the braces between your jaws can't stop experiencing orgasms. Mumbling, murmuring, and rambling, it's natural. Like when moms of lemurs ate their children's fractured femur or torn hamstring. Licking at the wound like cats do to achieve a specific frequency to heal the bone still. Fucking in an open room on a mat to breed a prolific offspring of authenticity, a meal for the predator of home skill. Felt water trickling from the roof. Or is that just condensation coming from the beam vested off the roof caused by steam vented out by every word that slipped through each tooth? Can't run this month of blood on me. It's not fun living on anarchy. Thank you.
Alright, that is House of Cosmos for now. We're gonna have two more after this. But we're inviting the House of Origins, the first ever, what do you call it, rendition of LPS, I guess, in a sense, the OG LPS. So the first one we're going to be inviting up on stage, he calls himself Diff. So please give a warm welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Diff, as in D-I-F-F, not D-I-L-L. So, okay, so this is actually not my first time with the House of Cosmos, this is my second time. So kalau korang ingat, the first time I was here, I sentap, tapi this time I sedih. So here's my poem, it's called Reflection. It's about how I reflect myself for the past years and what I've been through. So here goes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I think a lot about the past and then it shifts to the fear of the future. I think a lot about the people I used to be close with and how every bridge that burns, I was the fire starter. I was the one who fucked up, and now that my mind scatters to parts, I can't even put it back together like Jenga or Jigsaw, because there's just so much missing pieces that I left to people I once knew very well. I'm like an Uno deck without the power cards. I'm just a collection of basic numbers with basic colors, like a set of happy family that not even one happy family could go home, because the numbers will never be completed. I'm just like how I used to be 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago. And my story is not a building showman. I never grow. I'm stuck in the same place, in the same phase, always thinking I'm not good enough. Because there's always this cacophony of demonic voices in my head saying I'm not good enough. And what if the origin of that Satan, of that demon, are actually from the person you actually came from between their legs? And when you're alone in your room at 3 a.m., when it is the time of the night for wall staring, love longing, and self-killing, and you keep having this flashback on and on like a record caught on a loop, it keeps reminding you of how fucked up you are, how messed up this world can be, and there's no hope for you. No lights, no silver lining, no one to save you, because everyone is just drowning, like you. And do you know how much it hurts in the shower, how much it burns, and how many times you wish you didn't do it, but you didn't see the scars, and you can't see the words that I don't put in my verses, and you don't hear the sobbing behind closed doors, and how the howl at night weren't the wolf, but they were just the voices in my head. And I bet you never noticed how every poem I wrote sounds like a suicide note, but I guess that was never my intention. And sometimes I think about how my head hurts and how strange I feel about my body, because something have changed, definitely. And sometimes when you stare too long at the wall, it starts to form images of those you missed, and it shape-shifts to the person you've heard before and to the person that hurt you. And it's weird how this world works, because you can't predict anything. And when everything just seems too heavy and the burden is just too much to carry, wishing that you could let go of some and be free, but life is not that easy. And if I may quote Forrest Gump, Mama always say life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. And it's funny how I'm in the last stall of the bathroom, crying, trembling, and shaking with a busted knuckle, trying to wash out this blood, resisting this pain, trying to leave the trail that will last forever, like marking on trees when you go hiking, or tying knots on the branches just so you wouldn't get lost. But yet I still do. And these scars are what will remind me of who I used to be, and the stages I used to be at, and the person I still am, now and forever. And you'll never understand, because you don't hear what I've heard, you don't see the things I've seen, and you don't feel what I've felt, and this reflection in the mirror doesn't really project the same image anymore. But hey, I guess we'll be all fine tonight, and I'm finally trying to feel better, having plans with all my friends, those who've been there since day one, and finally it will feel like I'm putting myself, a star in the cosmos, up for me, in a room darker than sins, where everything is so calm, it's chaotic. And if it still doesn't work, then I'll try to wash it away. But I guess it's hard. Well then, we'll see how everything turns out when the sun rises another day. Thank you.
That's the second poet that started their performance with a Bismillah. I should start one. Okay, moving on to the next one. It's still House of Origins. Thank you for Daddy Div. I'm joking. Okay. Moving on, it's... Let me see if I can find his name. Sorry, I don't remember the list. It's Sadiq from House of Origins.
Hello. To me, poetry is like expressing. Oh, how you doing? Yeah.
To me, poetry is like expressing an emotion through words. So it's just you saying your emotions out loud and hoping for someone to have enough empathy to feel what you are trying to say. So I hope you guys have enough empathy tonight, because I'm also gonna read some. It's not sad, but it's, I don't know what it is. Can you play the song? Thank you. See, you lose your mind at night. The fumes is making your throat dry, the glow beautiful, you touch it right. I know I'm hopeful, but I've been gone a while. I know I'm hopeful, but I've been gone a while. Hear the sound like a goggle, I'm using high goggles now. That light's sparkly still in my fight. Just a last piece of light. Hitting a cold as you hold that bottle tight. Dude, make sure the glow is right. Then that's a rip. Dude, I'll be gone a while. Man, that's a red head on the tile. This is my night worthwhile. Hope no blows inside. Hope all blows inside. Hope we grow in spite. In spite of the pressure of guys trying to be guys. Hope no that faith. I know that we try. We're all good guys. But men are men. But men are men. And so what are we? I feel a sting in my clockwork heart. As I try to depart, the people I impart, the pieces of home, a window there, the other a gnome. But now we're all alone. See, I feel cold to the... But now we're all alone. With burdens of sins to atone. I feel cold to the bone. So if I die, reason of death, curiosity of the unknown. That's my first poem. Thank you very much. Okay, you can close the song now. Thank you. Yeah. This is my second poem. This is like the after effect of the first poem. If you understand the first poem, yeah, we can talk. If you guys understand it, I don't think the girls understand it. Yeah. Yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, this is the second poem. I feel like I'm floating. Like a piece of translucent plastic bag. Don't know what this is revealing. Barely understand the feeling. Too isolated from emotions, I'm just running away. Feelings cause commotions, and I would rather not stay. See, when you're floating around, you follow the breeze, ignoring all the sounds. It's just and I have yet to succeed. Sorry, because I'm still trying never to have succeeded. I wish I could CTRL alt delete this. I wish I could evaporate into mist. I wish there was a door. Because sometimes it's too colorless. I'm like Sukuru Tazaki, tapi berjalan kaki dengan tak ada arah tuju. Because it's hard to have colors when you're a fucking translucent plastic bag floating in the air, right? Thank you.
It's not a sad poet proceeds to read a sad poem. Is it not sad? Was it not sad? Damn. Why am I being attacked? Alright, moving on. I can't make any jokes because we are chasing the time. The last poet from the House of Origins, Lela Rentaka.
course not my real name. That's only my pen name. My real name is Naz. So, so I have two things. This one I wrote that day. Don't know if it's good or not, but I will try. I am a pretty ordinary Jane, whose life goes about unknown. I live well, but there's a pemeral here compelled to make a case to justify a city and space demystify these dust dreams to qualify as my hereafter start to liquefy, for I own nothing else. Just a pen and a purple promise, just a shot at this hit or miss. I'm nothing else but made for the grave. I had an eye to the glitz and the other to the whiz. I play with words, wielding it like swords. Breath floats the boat, watch my words float as this sink down your throat. I don't sugarcoat hopes that reality. I try to be polite. Through as concrete shoulder, steel granite, not a genius, but bright, low-key, brilliant, stereotype, defiant, inhaling haze, exhaling blaze, expanding in faith, despite the spotlight craze. So give way to this city in space, trace the traditional compass, now go and hard up that word catharsis. Some of you have heard this before, so yeah. The backing or the pyramid gave us a name. One that feigns foolery, the me generation. Take a camera, look at this way, look at look. Too fast, we missed an opportunity, we grow up hurried, trying hard to pepper the papers with A's, chanting survival of the fittest, because life is a competition, so the contents of the textbooks make no correlation to the streets living our parts. As bleak as a whiteboard, the young will always be in the eye of scrutiny. Our life had been a hazy memory of ignoring all the warnings. The deviant isn't always the devil. It is a sin of having everything too easy, so they cut our tongues, deaf our ears in the name of censorship. They chain our feet to the ground because we are too fast. Little that they know fast things are made to keep them running. We are too tomorrow to be today. Identity crisis runs in your vein like liquid IV. They say young Malaysians are falling from grace. There is not a day you're not put to place. You are a disgrace to your race. We are sick, hedonistic, living a life of a lunatic on the Luna, an epidemic that must be contained at half moon. We are not factory perfect, but they insisted on factoring our defects when they insisted in bringing us up by hand in the first place. They die, so you die, you live again, we crumble. The teeth, we trouble, disassemble, flying in dust, waiting for an old hand to pick us up again. Advice for young Malaysians looking for validations in a society constricted with formalities. You are not lost cause, so play with fire with your fingers still, because blood is spilled and you spill your ink. Gears of mind clink with a chink, with arms in link after link, never tire. Fear of setting the world on fire strike like a matchstick at the edge of warmth burn. Bolder than ever flare, blare louder than any voices. You are a pair of scissors in a world of papers, so cut away and make your convictions heard. Alright, that's it for me. Thank you.
So that's it from the OG Lifeboat Society members. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye. There's a lot more, don't worry. Moving on. More. There's more and more and more. It's House of Cosmos with AK Militias. Not an AK-47, but a gun that shoots rhymes and bubbles.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Can I just say that those who have performed and those who will are so talented and a bit insecure. So my poem, I just wrote this last night, the title is Memories in Remembrance. Sir, can you play the audio?
DJ, keep the beat.
Hey.
everything that I'm about to say, you have fallen into it. That I adore you and always have been. I never deny it. I let you inside my head, and from there you went straight down into my heart. And trust me, you never leave. Nothing is set, it's over. Then everything is set. One day, if you get tired of the struggle, just remember that even if endings are the saddest part, you can still have a happy middle and a very happy start. Sad things do not spoil the good things, and the good things do not soften the sad things. So it's okay to try, it's okay to face the hardship alone. Just remember to keep those who are close to you. Just remember to keep those who are dear to you close. Run like hell because you always need to. Not for your problem, but to those who stand by you. Love at everything because when you do, it's always enchanting. Smile every day because every day is a good day. All the voices, even yours, told me to give up on you, saying it's best for me to find someone brand new to get you out of my view. If I need to choose whether to regret or to forget, then every night I shall not forget to regret every word I never said. It's like loving the star themselves. You don't expect the sun to admire you back, but I'm fine. I realize that I don't need to own the universe just to see it. If this is your choice, then I just solemnly accept it. When the first second of eternity had already passed, I will still retain this feeling. I just want to tell you to hold on. Keep on smiling in your past, your now, and your future to come. I never stop, I never rest, I never ask to be thanked. I am and always be the dreamer, the optimist, the chaser of the impossible. What I do today is not because I am giving up. It's not because I am moving on. It is done in the name of fearless and peaceful night. Whatever happens, have a fantastic life. Make choices that will make you happy. I know that I am not mistaken in my own. I always come back and I will always be there. In all, thank you and I will forever be grateful. Thank you.
I am so tired climbing up those stairs. Well, if you calculate the amount of times I had to climb this stage multiple times after every performance, tak nak jadi MC sini. Balik Alright, next from the House of Cosmos, Mardia. Please give her a huge clap.
Hello. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Oh, I cannot see anything. So I just want to say that the other poets are freaking great, and mine is just like it's just a simple piece that I wrote. This is a piece that I wrote a few days ago, especially for the Genesis. So I don't have a title for it. So let's get into it. I took a step at the edge of the mirror, showing myself to the light. Small steps I took to the front, wincing on the pain as the road I'm taking ain't easy, but it's already part of me. I used to hide in the dark, silencing my own demon, feeding my emptiness. I broke down with every flash of memory. I tried to find for a new me, but I'm terrified with my own capabilities. I just don't take probably as an answer, as one mistake shall make me shatter. I saw someone in the mirror. She's holding her hand out to me. Just a bit braver, just a bit braver. Stand a little taller, stand a little taller. took her hand. I fell into a deep slumber where my memories collided together. Agonizing pain brought me under. I repeated again and again, just a bit braver, just a bit braver. Stand a little taller, stand a little taller. I was in a battle with my adversary, which is another depiction of me. Staring at the blurry sky, I lay on the ground with hope to fly. Annie was the epilogue to my misery. She coaxed me into the non-existent truth, kept my mysteries at our gain birth. I was in no rush, but something was knocking at the door of our playland. It feels like as if we were plotting a plan. Annie holds on to me, tying me down, resisting my desire to run along. I keep on trying to stand up, but she's clawing on my pain. I'm breathing miserably, but I did not stop at the middle of it. Again and again, just a bit braver, just a bit braver. Stand a little taller, stand a little taller. I repeat it again and again. Till Annie loses her death grip on me, I crawled to the door. There she was, standing proud and tall, a colorful version of me. Another risk I'm willing to take, a big decision I'm about to make. No more hiding, just no more. I no longer care about the pain. New journey, here I come. I hold on to the colorful me. Hail out yourself, I'm gonna make it. Regenesis is the decision I made. Thank you.
Are you guys sick of seeing my face? Okay, fine. MC lang kau. Alright, the next poet featured and invited by Sir Adlan himself. Sorry, I'm sitting quite tired. Never mind, I can't sit because it's very weirdly noisy when I sit like that. The last featured poet invited personally by Sir Adlan. Please welcome Arisha.
My turn. Alright. Hi guys. Do you guys mind like sitting a bit closer? Because I feel like we're really jauh and I want you guys to be a bit closer. Cause, yeah. Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Arisha Pintu!
Arisha Pintu, Arisha Pintu. Thank you. But yeah, in case some of you didn't know, I was a student here. Does this sound okay? Does this sound good? Okay, in case some of you didn't know, I was a student here a few years back, and now I'm studying literature in whatever. We'll get to the talking like after my poems. So here goes a medley of poems about my love life. This one is called question marks. One. Wait. Sorry, I froze. Okay. This one is for question marks. One. I wonder how many smiles have you forced just to avoid spitting my name out of your mouth like raisins. When you thought the cookie was chocolate chip, you bit off a huge part of me and now you can't swallow and sit on the bitter pellet of your tongue you wish you never had me too. How many times have you skipped our song when it comes on your iPod? Out of fear of time travel, does Alex Turner take you 6 months back, slow dancing in my hallway when my parents went home? 3. How many times have you returned to the places where I gave you pieces of me just to put them back, my heart on the rooftop, my eyes on your pillow, my lips in the kitchen by the oven where we had 2 a.m. cakes and 2:30 a.m. promises. They were both so sweet. They both didn't last long. 4. How often does hurt slide into the space next to you at night? Do you think of me when it does? Do you wish I was next to you so there would be no space left for it? 5. How many words make you cringe because they all sound like my name? 6. Do you avoid mirrors because sometimes the reflection shapeshifts into your old promises? 7. How many walls have you punched just to make sure my fingers won't fit in between yours anymore? 8. Do you wear 2 watches on your wrist because they say time heals all wounds? 9. Do you eat away your sadness or do you skip your meals that pretend like it's not there? 10. Do you force memories of me to walk across a tightrope without a safety net? Can I trust you? Can I trust that you won't push me off? Tell me that our relationship was more than just a balancing act. Tell me, if missing me comes in waves, I want to know what you do on nights when the tide is high. Tell me, do you drown? Because I'm still struggling to swim. I'm still choking on salt water. Thank you. Okay, this next one is to the cute guy who's been listening to me recite poems about my ex. I'm sorry if I have to refer to my phone, but I wrote this on the way here because I had a feeling you'd be here tonight. So hi. I wanted to tell you how much I like your shirt, but I was scared if I'd say something stupid like, is that made out of boyfriend material? See, that wasn't even funny. But you see, I'm not used to this. I'm sorry if I knock over my glass and my past spills across the table during introductions when you ask me where I live. Because before this, home had a name and not an address. Home had strong arms and a spot for me to rest my head on the curve of his shoulders. But buy me a drink tonight. Leave me with caterpillars, wait a week till they've turned into butterflies and then ask me out again. By then, I've probably spent my nights just thinking about the way you let me finish my sentences. Man, your manners turn me on. Take me home. I promise you I won't leave his name like a mess on your bed for you to clean up the next morning. He is not your mess to clean up the next morning, but I have no idea what to do about the debris of his memories. He has left me in ruins. You will need more than brooms and bins to clean this. And to be honest with you, I'm still pretty paranoid when it comes to phone calls. When it rings, it sounds like a siren warning me there is a fire and I will get burned. But you look like a fireman, so tell me that I'm spontaneous and not just reckless. Tell me how much you adore ambitious girls who like staying home all day, binging on Netflix. Look into my eyes and count my dreams, not the tears that are trying to flood them. Tell me I'm beautiful, because I remind you of a mosaic. All broken pieces, glued together by bits of hope, trying so hard to become a masterpiece. Because I swear, I'm still pretty scared. But you do have a real nice shirt, and I hope you say hi after this. Because caterpillars do turn into butterflies, and love is a myth. But you look like the kind of guy who can prove me wrong. This is the third part of the medley. But I'm gonna need a bit of audience participation for this one. I'm gonna start singing a song. I'm really bad at singing, but I know you guys know this song, and you guys will have to sing it way louder than I sing it. Okay? So we're gonna start. The first time I recited this poem was also here a year ago. You guys weren't here, so I'm gonna do this with you. So let's start with this, okay? Wise men say only fools rush in. I can't help falling in love with you. If only fools rush in, then call me the biggest idiot. Cause I swear, falling for you 2 days after a messy breakup was the smartest decision I've ever made. So we met online. And going out with you that night, I put my life on the line cause strangers on the internet range from weirdos to serial killers. But the only thing killer about you that night were your looks. I'm kidding. When I first laid my eyes on you, I couldn't see your face at all. You had unbrushed hair that fell over your nose. And then you smiled. And I swore I've seen that before, like in a past life. No. More accurately, I've seen that before in one of my prayers. You took me out for a walk. That night you learned I had a fear of crossing the road. But to tell you the truth, I only said that so you'd hold my hand. I didn't want to go back that night wondering whether our hands were puzzle pieces that fit, and now I wear your hand like a sweater, even in this relation heat wave. You see, my relationships before this were the same old song and dance. But that night, you pulled out your guitar, played a song I've never heard before, and everything from the strum of your sixth string to the promise in your voice made my heart learn a new heartbeat. And this whole time I smiled. I smiled so wide that my grin stretched to the size of the equator, sitting in the passenger seat of your pale blue Corolla, while the street lights flash against the right side of your face. And suddenly at that moment, I knew what I wanted the next 60 years of my life to look like. Are you sure? Are you sure? You looked me in the eyes and asked, so like, am I like gonna be a rebound or something? Bullshit. My heart sank to the floor, my heart sank to the leather seat of your car, my tongue fell out of my mouth, my feet turned into an ice. I didn't have an answer. But like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Meant to be. Just like how at that very moment, I looked up to God and asked, please give me a sign. And he played this Elvis song on the radio. So take my hand, take my whole life too. But I can't help falling in love with you. Falling in love with you happened so fast. Now, not a day goes by without you being the last person I talk to at night. And sometimes, I feel like our good nights sound like vows. Thank you. Okay, last one. Okay, so that was the end of the whole Jiwan medley, whatever. Okay, this poem, I haven't written a new poem in a long, long time. This poem, is anyone here from UPM? No, right? The UPM, the kids already left. So in that case, that means this poem is new here. No one has ever heard this before. So here goes. This is about my sister. When my parents first told me they were having a girl, I cried. Because for 10 years I stood alone without any competition. Now all of a sudden I have to fight for attention. The plan was for my parents to have a boy. Someone I can make my toy, someone to pass me the remote control, a minion who would fetch me water when I'm too lazy to walk to the kitchen. Not a sister. Even the word rhymes with blister. I knew she was gonna be a pain. So when I was 13, I was sent off to boarding school. And when I say boarding school, I actually mean jail, but we're a family of 6. But pictures said 5, and my sister took center stage. There were nights I cried in pain. Is there a word? Is there a word in the dictionary to describe the hurt you feel when you're forgotten by family? I had so much anger for my sister. When she was 3, I made her believe her name was Toya. What does that mean? Kelihatan bodoh ke tidak bergaya di Kamus Dewan edisi kelima. When she was 4, she stopped talking to me. She asked my mom if I hated her. My mom said no. Maybe it's just cause I was 10 years older. She said she has friends and their sisters had 11 years between them, tapi sayang je. I don't exactly remember when things changed. But I think it was on the day my mom said, Arisha, she's just trying to be like you. And just like that, I saw myself in the pictures of 5'2", in her round eyes just like mine, and the clothes she wears. Wait a minute, I think that's actually mine. But my sister's 11 now. She passes me the remote and fetches me water when I'm too lazy, and every day if I'm not home by 10, she'll call me and I'll say, awak dah kenapa? Tunggu kakak, nak tidur sama-sama. Alahai, manja. She's growing up pretty quickly, and before she's too old, I want to tell her, yeah, I know she's pretty, but Kaka also sees that she's smart and witty, and if Kaka was 11 again, I'd want to be just like you. And now Arena's going through puberty, and it's scary, not for her, but for me. But not for her or for me, but for the rest of the world. Cause watch out, here comes my amazing little sister. Thank you.
Jogging so it goes, something I meant to be. Well, nasib lah sebab I am the MC. Pardon me. Listen to my singing. Alright, next one is the final. I know it's not final. It's the last, I guess, LPS people, I guess. Our resident penyu goes by the stage.
Kononnya happy bila aku bersedih. Aku tidak lagi sedih. Kepada mereka aku berterima kasih. Lagu aku di sini sudah berakhir, tapi ceritaku belum sampai bab mutakhir. Aku akan terus bercerita kalau orang sudah dengar. Kalau aku membuat kesilapan,
Aku akhir dari permulaan baru, dilepaskan semua perkara yang dahulu. Jadi dengan itu, aku akhirkan hikayat diri aku. Tiba masa untuk permulaan yang baru. Terima kasih kepada semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Apparently the lights are different because UiTM hate fun. Apparently they hate us having fun, so because it's past 11. But you know what? Why not? We'll go past the curfew because it's the last event. Alright, next one is, he calls himself, let me see if I can, Ligazo. Let's get him up on stage. Give it a big clap. Come on, guys.
I think that's too high. Yeah, should be fine. Yeah. Alright, this is something I wrote just a little bit a while ago. Today, I wrote it today. Right, I hope y'all like it. Sorry if it doesn't sound right. But yeah. DJ, keep the beat. Yo. Shout out KP City, shout out Borneo Chick, shout out Kuala Lumpur, shout out House of Cosmos. Malam ini kita kasih goyang. Yeah. Malam ini malam Genesis. Boy, when I shoot, I never miss. Boy, I heard that you wanna diss. Kiss aku punya entah berapa baris. Yang suka aku boleh. Tidak kisah kau kaya atau pengemis. Yeah. Semua kenal aku. Belajar laris aku laku. Yeah. Tapi sekarang nama baru. Yeah. Ligazo is the name. I don't do it for the fame, I don't do it for the money. Boy, I'm doing this for me. Yeah. Tanpa henti, hari-hari ilmu tetap aku cari. Bila kenyang, tambah lagi. Takut kita nanti rugi. Dari malam sampai pagi, aku tetap akan buat lagi. Cuba kembali zaman dulu. Maksud aku dulu aku tidak tentu. Selalu marah buat musuh. Kalau tidak kena tumbuk, ada saja makan siku. Tapi dulu aku marah, tapi semua cedera parah. Tulang patah, muka pecah, dulu puas macam raksasa. Yeah. Boleh panggil aku Godzilla, nangamlah. Sebab aku memang God layak kena sembah. Dulu aku pemangsa dan semua orang lain mangsa. Tapi selepas sedikit masa, sang Godzilla pun berubah. Dia sedar dia bersalah, dia sudah tidak marah. Dia tidak lagi rasa gagah, tiba-tiba rasa macam sampah. Sang Godzilla rasa macam dia sampah. Jadi dia mula atur langkah demi masa depan, langkah demi masa depan yang lagi cerah. Benda buruk ditinggalkannya dan akhir angan-angan aku ini lagi tinggi dari awan. Ya, weh, sabar lu, jangan salah sangka, elak timbul prasangka. Maksud aku sudah berubah, bukan maksud jadi lemah. Jangan salah sasar, tidak suka gurau kasar, tidak suka cakap besar. Jangan sampai nanti aku ajar. Jangan silap tengok kami lepak main taiti sambil layang-layang itu Haiti. Jangan kau buat langsi, sebab kami tidak kenal apa erti undur diri. Dan sudah saya bilang kau jangan buat pailang, tapi aku tidak halang kalau kau mau serang. Bila kau sudah sarang, aku tikam dari belakang. Bila polis itu datang, badan kau sudah berlubang. Yeah. Couldn't call for my regenesis. Aku akhiri dengan senyuman sinis. As I lick the blood of my rusty courage, you should really fear me, my nemesis. Thank you.
Man, I am so annoyed at these lights. Can we turn down the lights somehow? It's too bright. But you guys don't mind, right? The aircon missing and stuff. The show is still gonna keep going. You guys are still enjoying it? You guys bored now? Yep, you guys are bored. Alright, moving on. We're close to finishing, don't worry about it. Our last House of Cosmos representative inviting Kiv up to stage. Let's give her a big warm welcome.
Hello. Hi everyone. I'm Keith, or you know me as Sophie, or Sophisticated. Okay. I wrote this poem this morning, and it's about moving on from a broken friendship. So, it's called "If You Have Been Wondering About Me Since We Last Talked, Here's My Response. I'm trying to forget you, who's on my pink sticky notes. Like roses, like my dead roses placed right in front of your artificial attention you gave me for a month. It wilted like January spring in winter's breath I inhale and exhale rapidly every now and then. Those panic attacks and swallowed Xanax every time I hear a similar name rhymed with the word smile. On the other line, you exclaim to me with such a mellow voice, slowly dissipating from my memories. Wondered if you ever liked my presence during our phone call me with a different endearment. Made you my muse behind my phone screen and crumpled paper, writing poems escaping from my self-made desolation. Your online support for my therapies and passion for art you post occasionally. You wanted me to read some of my poems for you. And I said, one day, this is for you. Thank you.
There's a video incoming.
tonight by Deep Purple. So enjoy. And the poems were Genesis, obviously. Now, Genesis itself is a hard word to understand, and most of us never knew the meaning until we had a dictionary in hand. Me included, of course, but I grabbed it to source. So I'm gonna try something out of my way, something quite new, because most of you don't know yang aku boleh bersajak dalam bahasa Melayu. Ini akan jadi kali pertama aku buat sajak dari bahasa supaya korang semua tak lupa yang aku ni sebenarnya Bumi Putra. Tambah lagi kemudian kat fitur rumah kita, Jamal Raslan, Zafir, Asyarul Saidi, Conan dan Lela Rentaka. I'm proud of you. Sebelum Genesis, or kelahiran semula, semua mesti ada permulaan. Dan inilah permulaan aku. Contohkan? Dan seperti yang lain, permulaan aku kosong. Macam kali Pak Elopon, aku seperti lontong. I was excited about glory, but never expected that at the age of 7 I'd be drowning. I was spoiled, a spoiled boy taking advantage of my loving parents, because as a child I was given everything apparently. Tapi sedikit-sedikit lama menjadi bukit. Aku ditimpa kurniaan sampai aku sakit. I became too dependent, tak pandai berdikari. Bolehlah nak berdiri atas kaki sendiri, tapi nak buat keputusan yang betul payah sekali. Aku lupa diri dan makin sesat lagi. Keputusan aku semua pilihan yang salah. Kalau kebodohan tu duit, maka aku hidup mewah. Sebab kapal aku tenggelam, makin aku tebuk lubang. Aku fikir kalau kapal aku makin ringan, boleh jadi kapal terbang. Bodoh kan? Sampai aku jadi insan terbuang. 18 tahun. 18 tahun aku jerit minta tolong. No one answered until Jake came along. And the best part is, Jake wasn't the person who saved me. He was too late, I was already dead. I've already fallen to the bottom of the abyss. But Jake, he was my Genesis. If Jake is a superhero, then poetry is a superpower. He made his debut on the first LPS meeting, still fresh but it could really sting. Then he showed up every event after, getting better and better from the events prior. He grew with bigger fire during the Sentap Open stage, but the double A's were his calming water and soothed his rage. He grew. He grew from a man who slayed giants during the Oof Rumble to a man who wants to lead an entire generation into battle. Like someone said, he grew decades within weeks. And that certain someone was the same person who gave him movement speed. This is more of a story than poetry, but to cap things off, here's a little reminder that I want you to remember forever. And that is, Jake and I, kita bukan orang yang berbeza. Although I admit Jake is definitely better, I am Jake, and Jake is I. That is the fact that no one can deny, because Jake is just an addition to who I am. He isn't someone different, he is me, but the better version. So you can call me Oof God, but then most people run. You can call me Jake, and people know it's time to have fun. But never forget that my real name is Ayman.
I'm sad. Jake Daddy. It's fine, we're all here. Hi Jake. He's watching from YouTube Live. Say hello everyone. We love you, Jake. Alright, next one. We're chasing time. This is the second last, or maybe the last, I'm not sure. The second last is Conan.
Hi, my name is Conan. I'm not, no, that's not my name. It's a black guy. Yeah, okay. You know, yeah. There's a lot of Aymans here. There's another Ayman too there. Little introduction. My name is Conan. Well, yeah. I'm an ex-student here. I was the first batch to actually study in Dengkil. And it's a little story on how well, I'm not doing poetry, obviously. I'm doing rap And it all started actually around here, like literally around this area. You see that street out there next to that studio? Yeah. Me and my friends used to just sit down in a circle and we would diss each other and freestyle. And we would get really intense at times, and we get really salty at times. But yeah, I just want to thank this place for bringing me and making me into who I am today. And can you play the Broke?
It was a nightmare.
Back on my bullshit, I can't help but feel like the world is against me. Damn it, fine. I spit a cola, you owe me a dime or two, take it or hold it against me. I so angry at the audio, searching for the damn audio. I'm so broke with the condom your father used to get you, cause you an accident. Don't even have a bit of sleep on, there's some walls that I call it hope. I woke a day and had to spit on this beat, working on BPMs on my BPM. Just so I can buy some shoes for my little feet. Matter of fact, I keep it M, turn it up now, it's a win. What happened to the world? Another bar, that's how I work. So I'm staying out of dimes. The words are jerk to a number of people like me. I'm simply just another one with the MC. You started spitting free, no restriction, cause all I spit is fiction. But this shit's not medicinal, yeah, I'm subliminal way. Elevate my beats to my rhymes so it sound adequate. You hold it down, yeah, dead me. Young hope you just trying to innovate. I'm flat broke, but thank God for 808s. Psych, every person's a motherfucker. I can't change you for you, then I'll shoot too, yeah. I'm the greatest alive, but no one believe me, man. I'm give me the chance shot. My rhymes are divine, but that you act blind. My name's Conan and I'm barbaric with my rhymes. I said all of y'all will sing a stroke within the other time.
Sorry, I'm mumbling.
This is my first time, by the way, so. So I want to invite Sterling on the stage because, well, here's one thing. When he invited me, I thought I was just going to do one song and that's it. But he just said, hey, let's do a collab. And we did one take of this, so really.
Yeah, I'm just going to do the hook. He does the most of the things, and just going to do the hook.
So, well, do not judge us. Okay, yeah, sure. Jacob.
Conan, man with no box. We're going mental, below subliminal. People say we should be institutional. Lies, cause we can't keep it simple. Conan, take it away. Institutionalized, cause we can't keep it simple.
Sometimes I feel like I live for other people. Sometimes I feel like I'm living my life like it's a sequel. Never as good as he was, never talking I'm despised the once was. Directed to my achievements, always such a lust. A longing for belonging in a community. But I try to find my soul inside of it. Digging deep through the woods, lingering inside my head. Ask myself, how do you feel? Never getting the same answer as the people around you real. I say I'm delirious, and they say I'm so pitiful. In a way, I'm furious with myself, yeah, this shit's critical. My mental state is clinical, and yeah, I'm feeling visible. This world is a painful place, it has its way. Thinking about how to change this planet from day to day.
We're going mental, below subliminal. People say we should be institutional. Lies, cause we can't keep it simple. Yeah. We're going mental, below subliminal. People say we should be institutionalized, cause we can't keep it simple.
Here's a thought from a revolutionary heart. Take a deeper look at history. Is there to pick apart? See the people at the top, they get to do just what they want. Till after a while, the people at the bottom finally get smart. Then they start a holler revolution. Tired of living, they're disuse. What galoon, can you tell me what's the best solution? I used to think it was the overthrow of presidency. If we destroy the system, that means we'll have less of greed. But see, it's not as simple. I got to thinking about the history of human nature while this instrumental play. Then I realized something that made me wonder if revolution was really ever the way. Before you trip and go a bit over these words I say, think about this shit for a second. You You heard the way the children in abusive households grow, knocking girlfriends out cold. That's called a cycle. Abuse becomes abuse, and that's just how life goes. So understand, look at the power, but you know what power does to men. Corruption always leads us. Same shit again. So when you talk about revolution, dog, I hear just what you say. What good is looking over when you know that you're gonna do the own real revolution happening right inside of you.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you so much for giving me a bottom of my heart while staring at the boobs, crotch, and whatever body parts. 2. 14 of February, tu dia cards, chocolates dan bunga. Lagi 364 hari, tok sehari senyum tak ada. 3. Using the word love out of context to actually mean pure libido sex. 4. Promising to be with each other forever and never. After 6 months, broke up, putus cinta. After 2 months, found a new one. Saying again janji yang sama. Kau memang gila. 5. Abang cinta kau sampai ke jannah. Sampai pegang tangan bukan mahram kau ke jannah. Sorry, kalau rasis. Ouch. 6. Mandi tak basah, makan tak kenyang, tidur tak lena. Sebab yelah, rindukan dia teramatnya. Tapi tak solat 5 waktu tu dah lama, basah pula mandi kenyang pula makan tidur pula lena. 7. Kononnya sang pecinta tegal macam Bieber. As long as you love me, merempak pun tak apa. Sembang keluar dia pun pakai duit apa-apa. 8. Wanting to hog their time, love and attention and thinking they should always give only you their affection. Do you really love the person or are you in love the idea of possession? 9. Juliet killing herself for her truly beloved Romeo. While he was hot in love with Rosaline just a couple weeks before. Legit, rich Shakespeare play Act 1 though. 10. Throwing away family, friends segala tapi bila kena down tanya kenapa tak disayangi dunia. Aircon panas. Sorry when I was growing up, people who wear sunglasses when it's night, my dad would call them, ini manusia yang manusia yang janggal, manusia yang tak berguna. Shit. Antara ni. Legit. Antara my wife. Okay, Jake, I'm wearing a shirt. Jake, shout out for you, Jake. Represent. I know you can't be here for a good reason. Jake, I'm with you. Next one is Sujud. Sorry, kena dapat feel with the shades. Okay, Sujud. Play the music lah. Kau skip boleh? Play dah max lah. Bukan ni. Satu lagi. Fear God tu. Dia dulu kan? Okay. Yeah, man with no bucks. Life poet society. Represent. If there's a reason I switch you 5 times a day, because I wanna properly say how I love it. I miss him in every way, but it's getting harder to do from day to day. If there's a reason I switch you 5 times a day, because to God I wanna properly say how I love him. I miss him in every way, but it's getting harder to do from day to day. When I was a kid, I thought God was a tyrant. Disobey him, there will be repercussions. If you're a sinner, you'll be damnation, burning in Jahannam without no salvation. I used to cry and wonder why God is unforgiving. I didn't want to die, to be honest. I was just a fucking little boy who didn't want to end up in hell. A Satan story. See, these are the lies that we tell our kids. We brainwashed their minds, put fear in their heads. We painted a God who's dark and cold. That's the biggest fucking
lie that's ever been told. But there's a reason I suture 5 times a day. So because to God, I wanna properly say how I love him, I miss him in every way. But it's getting harder to do from day to day. If there is reason I suture 5 times a day. So because to God, I wanna properly say how I love him, I miss him in every way. But it's getting harder to do from day to day. When I get a little bit older, I suppose things got a little better. That's when I learned the concept of Jannah, eternal prize, the one in the Sunnah. We were told our deeds would be rewarded and our patience fully compensated. So that's when I started to pray, thinking that my ibadah one day would become my payday. That's the problem with stock materialism. You end up as a vulture in the system. It's not hard to see, it's so plain how your ibadah can become a selfish gain. If there's a reason I switch out 5 times a day, it's not because they're trying to follow his way. How I love him, I listen in every way, but it's getting harder to do from day to day. If there's a reason I switch out 5 times a day, it's because to God I wanna properly say how I love him, I miss him in every way, but it's getting harder to do from day to day. Yeah, getting the concept wrong, yeah. We don't pray because we want Jannah. Not that Jannah. We don't pray because we fear Jahannam. We pray because we love Allah, yeah. And that's the big one. Yeah. Man with no box. Sujo 2019. If there's a reason I suggest 5 times a day, it's because to God I wanna properly say how I love him, I miss him in every way, but it's getting hard to do from day to day. Alright, next one is my finger. It's called Kata Still Bawa Tempurung. Hit it. Cepat, nak habis. Okay. This might be my last time here, the last semester here in Dengkil, so this is for y'all. To all the katas out there, this is for you. Yeah. ABC, alif bahasa, zaman sekarang semua kata pun kena belajar. Buka buku, ya. Study in school, but your kamera that's ignorant. 11 tahun paksa belajar. To the school, hari-hari kau bekerja-kerja. Bila ditanya isi inti pati pelajaran, muka kau selena macam tapak Sulaiman. Yeah, Patrick Starfish memang kelakar kan. Tiap hari hidup penuh kebodohan, sambil kau gelap bersama SpongeBob and Sandy. Patrick tu patut jadi cermin diri sendiri. Bila suruh baca, kau baca. Baca, kau memang laju tapi tak ada makna. Bagaikan parrot yang masochistic, ketagih abuse from yang sadistic. Bila suruh hafal, kau hafal. Data di otak pun makin menebal. Mindset kau dah jadi cangkir terkebal. Perlu puitis falsafah pun tak tembus sial. Dulu belajar physics like inertia. Apa tujuan habakat saya? Last social science tak jadi engineer. Pernah cuba belajar it's so sia-sia. Ini jawapan minda yang jamban. Tak reti selami erti berpendidikan. Ilmu kau tak kena real life application. Because yang tu tak keluar examination. Keluar sekolah, masuk university, tempat orang bermadah berfilosofi. Kau jatuh, terduduk, kejutan budaya. Kenapa semuanya lucu tiba-tiba? Because all this while you've been so slow. You in the right lane now, it's go go go. Sebab kau terduduk, now that is Indonesia. Itu pun kalau kau faham what's a metaphora. Hantuk kepala atas meja, kononnya raw words melekat di minda. Konon nak hafal word by word, nanti di exam nak di kode. Bila ditanya how's the ibadah, kau tersangkut like an old racket, menggelabah Dia tak ada jawapan, ini memang payah. So please explain, I have a complaint. What the fuck do you look like your brain's in pain? When I say literature tak ada skema jawapan, it depends on the evidence, context diberikan. In reality, data pun nak mati. Takut kalau tak belajar tak dapat kerja nanti. Kalau tak kerja, macam mana tak dapat banggakan mak dan abah. That's some silly, shitty definition of success, man. Ijazah tu maruah since goddamn when. And as you say, all your risky is not in God's hand but in your degree. Aku pujangga udara hasa, jelit melihat minda-minda yang bahana. Bertahun-tahun berbangku meja, masih tak reti alunan makna. So please stand in your ears if you don't have your mind. It's not that hard, just remember this line. Kata boleh keluar cari educational gains, tapi tak guna kalau masuk tempurung again. Tapi tak guna kalau masuk tempurung again.
And I get scolded for dropping the mic. What is this bias? Good job. So you left your stuff as final sanity. Okay, I'm gonna be hogging the mic for like a couple of minutes. It's the ending, there's no more poetry, there's no more performance. But yeah, don't forget to buy their books. Don't forget to attend Jamal Raslan's poetry slam. But I have one thing to say, I suppose, since it's Dan's last, and Mr. A's last semester here in UiTM. Dan's going to, inshallah. Mr. A is off adventuring somewhere.
Yeah.
So I want to say they're both amazing people, amazing lecturers, amazing father figures, amazing mentor, and they've been great to everyone in LPS, every single one of their students. And I just want to say on behalf of everyone in Dengkil and everyone in LPS, it's everyone in general, from House of Origins, House of Chincharus, House of Cosmos, thank you. Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you for all the dedication. Thank you for everything that you two have done for every single one of us. And I hope that our path cross in the future again. That's all. So that's the end of the event. Is there anyone that wants to say anything?
How about Salan? You want to say anything?
Okay, there you go. He's coming. Dad's coming.
Kalau nak cakap, it will be sampai subuh. Ada tazkirah, ada tapi everyone pun dah penat, it's way past curfew. So guys, what I want to say is thank you so much for your love and for coming, LPS members, especially. We're more than just a club, yo. It's a family. And I legit say why I'm using kids lingo, though. Legit late. Oh damn. Because we have House of Origins here. We had still have House of Chincharus here. We have House of Cosmos. And Conan was even more before House of Origin. We are Arisha memang before that sama dengan Aiman kan? And seriously, I hope in the future if you see me in Puncak Alam ke or anywhere, I'm hoping that I'm not going. But if I did go there,
LPS won't be here because there'll be no one to take care of it. But there'll be another LPS there, yo. That's all I have to say. But it's not easy to have a club there, but we're gonna do it illegal first. Street poetry. Hell yeah! If you love poetry, you can follow me, Mary No Box. I'm always there. And thank you so much everyone for your love. And to tell you the truth, most of the time when I go to events and I perform, I feel bad because I leave my 4 months old girl and my wonderful wife and son. But tonight, I feel at home. Okay, Yus wanted me to say something. For you, Yus, I'll do it. Ooh. Oh no! He died it. Okay guys, go back to your college now. Run. Thank you so much everyone. And make sure you bagi nama to the gatekeeper so you get your Pokémons. Thank you. And thank you Arisha, the only poet in that. Thank you so much Arisha for coming.
Thank you everyone.
LPS number, come on, cepat.
Good night. Good night.